Peace. The 7-7 portal has been opened and activated for us to access. High's heart, love. Welcome all. It's time for the YouTube Live book reading of Animal Speak by the great master Ted Andrews. Learn the language of the animals, the spiritual and magical powers of creatures, great and small. And I'm your moderator and narrator, Uriel Neveu Riley. Bonjour, bonjour. Peace, everyone. Hi, it's Heart. We pick up at a sacred totem. Very powerful totem. So we've been harnessing from the portal all day, meditating, doing the work. So it's time for the corner of YouTube where we learn from masters, read books, and come in peace and harmony. That's why I'm coming to you at this time. We've accessed the portal of 7-7. Peace. Hi, it's Heart Love, Tom. Thank you for reading books with us, and all to the book lovers community. Here we go. We pick up at page 294. It's in Animal Speak. Learning the language of the animals, we have Panther. Yes! Panther! Peace. Hi, it's Heart Love, Alexander. Oh, gratitude. Thank you for our book reading. All of us. Here we go, guys. Animal Speak by the great master Ted Andrews. And we are now in the Dictionary of Animal Totems, chapter 13, page 294 at the middle. Panther. Key note. Reclaiming one's power. Cycle of power. Dark of the moon. New moon. Winter. Ooh, that's so powerful. Oh my God. The panther is a very powerful and ancient totem. The name panther is more generally associated with a particular species of leopard or jaguar. Although in the Florida area, the cougar is also referred to as panther. For the purposes of this work, we will explore it as part of the leopard and or jaguar family, and not of the cougar. As with most of the large cats, the panther is a symbol of ferocity and valor. Like the tiger and the lion, it embodies aggressiveness and power, but without the solar significance. In the case of the Black Panther, there is definitely a lunar significance. As with any totem, a study of the individual characteristics can provide much insight into the energies being awakened within those who align with this animal. Panthers of the leopard family are found in Africa, Asia Minor, China, and India. Those we associate with the jaguar family are found in the southwest United States, rarely anymore, throughout Mexico, Central America, and parts of South America. Meditation upon this totem, when it reveals itself to you, will help you determine whether it is a part of the leopard or the jaguar family. Regardless, there are still traits that both embody and reflect. The panther, in general, is smaller but more fierce than lions or tigers. They have over 500 voluntary muscles and that they can use at will. This reflects a lot about an individual who has such animal as a totem. It reflects an ability to do a variety of tasks as he or she wills. It is simply a matter of deciding and putting to use those particular muscles, be they physical, mental, psychic, or spiritual. Yes. As a whole, panthers are loners, solitary. Although they do associate with others, they are most comfortable by themselves or within their own marked territories. They are drawn to those individuals who are likewise often solitary. The panther is an enchanting combination of beauty and utility. They have a wonderful gracefulness and with an ability to move with ease or freeze entirely. Peace. Welcome, YouTube. They are quiet when they are stalking, hunting, or pursuing. Those who have a panther as a totem will find their greatest power in silence as goals are pursued. Revealing too much or speaking too much about pursuits can counteract some of the effectiveness. Panthers are excellent sprinters, but they are not great long distance runners. From a health perspective, those with the panther totem must learn to pace their work, allowing time to rest and to play. They must not push too far or too hard on any one task. If they do, they are most susceptible to imbalances in times of trouble in any environment. Those with panther totems are often the first and the fastest to respond. And especially in the work environment, they respond effectively to deadlines and to pressures. After mating, the panthers only stay together for a short time. The female handles the rearing of the young, disliking intrusions from the outside. This is often similar to women who have panthers as totem guides. They do not like others, even their mates, interfering with how they feel the young should be raised. The female panther almost always raises the cubs alone, and women with panther totems often find themselves doing likewise, whether out whether out of divorce or simply through asserting dominance in that area of the couple's life. All cats have binocular vision. Each eye can work singly, providing greater depth of vision. Ding! Magnifying images and facilitating judgment or of distances. Thus, anyone who aligns with the panther will begin to develop greater depth of vision of their life, of events, or other people. This is more than just psychic sight. It is inner knowing. Peace, highest heart, love, awesome, divine rising. That's why I started at this time, guys. Live from the light. We're channeling that 7-7 portal in through to the next day. Masters, taught me this early in my learning of ways of channeling energy. The portal opened up for the whole universe for us. And so harnessing that energy. That's what we do. Light workers, right? Spreading light the entire time. Peace, peace. Often people enter the metaphysical field taking up exercises and meditation to have their inner lights clicked on. Individuals with panthers as totems are usually individuals who came into the world with the lights already on. Thus, They should not be discouraged when they do not experience what others describe when their lights turned on. They should trust their thoughts and their inner visions, imaginings, for there is probably a strong foundation in reality. To those with whom the Panther links comes the ability to develop clairaudience, to hear the communications of others, dimensions, and other life forms. The panther has very strong hearing. It can move its ears and to locate the direction of the sounds, like a satellite, right? The panther also has extremely sensitive hairs on the body, especially the face. Those with a panther totem will find their own sensitivity to touch increasing from the time the panther enters your life. The skin is our largest sensory organ, and we experience much more of the world through it than we realize. Those with panther totems should pay attention to how they feel when someone touches them or when they touch someone else. The facial hairs of the panther are especially sensitive, and those with this totem can develop a special form of psychometry rather than holding and reading an object's vibrations through the hands, placing it against one's cheek or forehead will bring impressions. This skin sensitivity, the touch faculty, will heighten responses in the overall body. Things such as foods that are generally revolting will be more so to individuals with these totems. Touches that are sensual and erogenous will intensify as well when the panther enters one's life. The arrival of the panther initiates a time of awakened sensuality and passion, two powerful tools of feminine powers. It is in the hours of darkness that panthers find its greatest element of power. This is even more true of those who have as a totem a black panther. The season in which their power is greatest is the winter. The lunar cycle, most powerful, is the dark of the moon through the new moon. Yes. It has been noted mythically that a panther of the leopard variety have a distinctive sweet breath by which it lures animals to it for food. Leopard varieties kill by biting the back of the neck. They do not attack from the front. They pounce from behind. Those with a panther totem who are angered will not confront another individual head on and are better off not doing so. They must stalk patiently, waiting until close enough to strike strong and hard. They don't play when they hunt. These individuals will go for the throat, so to speak. The jaguar variety of the panther will also stalk, but they are more powerful. Because of their position and power, they will simply bite through the temporal bones of the skull. And the temporal is the side, okay? Your temporal lobe of the brain. Thank you so much, Morgan. Peace, highest heart love. Oh my goodness. Highest heart love, Morgan. Thank you so much. Peace, everyone. Thank you to my mods. Peace, Alexander. Welcome, YouTube. Much love. We're reading Animals Speak by the great Ted Andrews. We're in chapter 13 in the Animal Totems, page 296. We're in the middle now. Thank you so much for reading books with us, all the book community. They have also been known to shear the heads off of animals with a single swipe of their claws. Because of their sensitivity, individuals with the jaguar panther as a totem will instinctively know how best to attack if placed in such a position, and they can do so lethally, whether in defense or in response to anger. Because of this natural ability, individuals with this totem must learn to temper their responses, or they may unintentionally wound others more deeply than they meant to. Of all the panthers, probably the Black Panther has the greatest mysticism associated with it. It is the symbol of the feminine, the dark mother, the dark of the moon. It is the symbol for the life and power of the night. It is a symbol of the feminine energies manifest upon the earth. It is often a symbol of darkness and death and rebirth from out of it. There still exists in humanity a primitive fear of the dark and of death. The Black Panther helps us to understand the dark and the death and the inherent powers of them, and thus, by acknowledging them, eliminate our fears and learn to use their powers. In China, there were 5 mythic cats, sometimes painted like tigers or leopards. The black reigns in the north with winter as its season of power and water its most effective element. This is the element of the feminine. This is the totem of greater assertion of the feminine in all her aspects: child, virgin, seductress, mother, warrioress, seeress, and old wise woman. Highest heart love, mystic breeze. We're here, we're doing it. We're doing it, channeling all this 7-7 energy. Highest heart love, we're doing it and bringing it all in so we can go through to the evening and the early rising. Oh, thank you so much for being here. And we are reading Panther. Yes. Particularly, we just got to the top of page 297, guys, of Panther. We're honed in right now on the Black Panther. And old wise woman. When the Black Panther enters your life as a totem, it awakens the inner passions. This can manifest in unbridled expressions of basis, powers, and instincts. It can also reflect an awakening of the Kundalini, signaling at a time of not just coming into one's own power, more so, the keynote of the Black Panther is reclaiming one's true power. In mythology and scripture, the panther has been found in all parts of the world as a dynamic totem. It has been a symbol of the Argos of 1,000 eyes, who guarded the heifer Io, who was loved by Zeus. After his death, the eyes were transferred to the feathers of the peacock. The panther always brings a guardian energy to those to whom it comes. The panther has also been attributed to Yeshua, Jesus. In the Abrahazara, early Jewish commentaries on the scriptures, it is listed as a surname for the family of Joseph. Ding! It tells how a man was healed in the name of Yeshua ben Panther, Jesus ben Panther. Because of this, The panther is often signals a time of rebirth after a period of suffering and death on some level. This implies that an old issue may finally begin to be resolved, or even that an old long-standing wounds will finally begin to heal. And with the healing will come a reclaiming of power that was lost at the time of the wounding. The panther was also a symbol associated with Bacchus or Dionysus. One story tells how Bacchus was nursed by panthers, and he is sometimes depicted riding a chariot drawn by them. The myths and the stories of Dionysus are very symbolic. He is, to many, a symbol of unleashing desires and thus the awakening of the Kundalini forces. He, and thus the panther, symbolize a time of moving from mere poles of existence to new life without poles or barriers. The panther is a Dionysic manner awakens the unconscious urges and abilities that have been closed down. It signals a time of imminent awakening. The panther is a symbol of awakening to the heroic quest. All of the Greek heroes were born from the union of a god and a mortal mother. The linking of the great fire and the great femininity. The heroes thus had the seeds of the divine force that would eventually provide impetus to reach beyond the normal bounds and restrictions to negotiate new stages in progression and purification. The heroic tales tell us that no matter the depth of degradation, whether self-inflicted or inflicted from outside forces, there is always the promise of light and love to lead us back. When the panther enters your life, the path leading back is about to begin. Dionysus had to overcome many years of wandering, plundering, madness, destruction, and suffering before he could take his place within the heavens. His is the lesson of overcoming negative tendencies and sufferings inflicted upon ourselves or by others to attain our divinity. His story is that we are gods and goddesses in the making. Usually in the lives of those with a panther, there either already exists a will or will soon arrive upon the scene an individual who will serve as teacher and nurturer and guide upon the heroic path. For Dionysus, there was the centaur, Selenius, and the satyrs. They symbolize the alternate realities that do exist around us and the increasing ability to view them at will as we become the initiates of the heroic path. These alternate realities will open to those with Panther totems. These alternate realities the beings within them, and the energy of the panther all have ties to powerful sexual energies. It may reflect a time of resolving old sexual issues, or it may simply reflect learning to embrace these energies as a true power without being judgmental. We must recognize and learn the transforming nature of sexual energies and how to direct them consciously. Dionysus was a god of life and rebirth, passion and resurrection. He was twice born. The panther reflects a coming time of opportunities to become twice born ourselves. This often means we may have to face offending malignancies of our life, a process similar to what has come to be known as meeting the dwellers of the threshold. Those aspects of ourself or our life that we have painted over, glossed over, shoved to the back of the closet, or pretended didn't exist. Sometimes this means we suffer the loss of what we think we love the most. The panther holds the promise of rebirth and guardianship throughout. It is the extra protection we need in those times. So beautiful. This is so beautiful, right? Wow. It is the symbol of power reclaimed from whatever darkness within our life has hidden it. The panther is the promise that whatever is lost will be replaced by which is greater, stronger, and more beneficial. In the myth of Dionysus, the hero bears the magical thyrsus, a wand intertwined with vines, yes, upon which rests a pine cone. It gives the individual the ability to create delusion and illusion. There awakens within the individual upon this path, and with this panther totem, an ability to cause people to see and think as you desire them to go to. This ability is earned and strengthened through self-discipline. Like the Black Panther, you can blend into your surroundings with ease and to whatever degree you desire. To the Indians of the North and South America, the jaguar, especially in the form of the Black Panther, was endowed with great magic and power. And the jaguar panther climbs, runs, and swims even better than the tiger. Because it could function so well in so many areas, it became a symbol of the immeasurable power to the Latin American natives. It was a symbol of mastery over all dimensions. To the Chicano Indians of the Amazon, the roar of the jaguar was the roar of the thunder. Thus, the Black Panther was the god of darkness and could cause eclipses by swallowing the sun. This reflects the tremendous power inherent within the feminine forces. To those with the panther as a totem, this power will increasingly be experienced. The Arawak Indians say that everything has jaguar. Nothing exists without it. It is the tie to all life and all manifestations of life, thus ties to the eternal feminine within all life. To them, becoming the man jaguar was the ultimate shape-shifting ritual. The Olmecs created monuments to the jaguar, and the Aztecs and Mayans spoke of and taught about the power in becoming half human and half jaguar. One who can become a jaguar is shorn of all cultural restrictions. The alter ego is free to act out our desires, our fears, and aspirations. The Indian shamans would perform rituals to borrow jaguar power. One who could do such could do great good or great ill. Stories abound of revenge abductions and the great cures of disease through the use of jaguar power among the Latin American Indians. Even in Egyptian rituals, a panther tail was worn about the waist or knotted about the neck to help protect and strengthen. It was used in a process called passage through the skin, their own version of shape-shifting to engender themselves with the panther's power. Nietzsche once said that which does not kill us makes us stronger. It is the same idea that is awakened in the lives of those who open to the power of the Panther totem. Those things of childhood and beyond that created suffering and which caused a loss of innate power and creativity are about to be reawakened, confronted, and transmuted. Ashe. The Panther marks a new turn in the heroic path of those to whom it comes. It truly reflects more than just coming into one's own power. Rather, it reflects a reclaiming of that which was lost and an intimate connection with the great archetypal force behind it. It gives an ability to go beyond what has been imagined, with opportunity to do so with discipline and control. It is the spirit of eminent rebirth. Panther is complete. Page 299, guys. Woo! Of animal speak. That was all one. Page 299, down in the middle. Woo! That is emotional. That is spiritual. All spiritual, right? I see the hearts. Highest heart love. Thank you so much for the likes and subs. Thank you so much. We're pushing to 500 and, we're here. The light workers. We are a part of that network. If you're tuning into this channel, you're here and a part of the light workers network. That's right. That's right. The real life ones. Real life ones. This is a part of it. Yeah. So this is the work we do all year round. I'm always Black Earth, always white light. I love you. I love you. I love you. Got the love water and take a sip. This was really well done. All right, here we go, guys. Well, we keep going. Sultar the Magnificent. Thank you so much. Awesome. Man, Sultar, I got to make you a mod. You've been here from the beginning. We're pushing towards 500 too, King. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. I hope you get that love. Peace, peace. Highest heart love. Here we go. We're doing it, guys. We got to keep bringing the light. That's always the key. Porcupine. Who has Porcupine? Totem. Oh my gosh, we got porcupine medicine, guys. Thank you, Uriel. Oh, you're welcome. Much honor and love. Always, always honor and love to you. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, porcupine energy. Woo! Keynote. Renewed sense of wonder. It's beautiful. Cycle of power. Autumn. We're doing it. Oh man, porcupines are fascinating mammals that are often misunderstood. The porcupine is a member of the rodent family. It is sometimes called a hedgehog, but this is a mistake. The true hedgehog is an entirely different animal. The porcupines are rather good-natured, and they shuffle along at their own pace. Though they look clumsy and slow on the ground, they are excellent climbers and can climb 50 to 60 feet. The legs are short but strong, and they have a unique ability to use them to test the strength of the limbs that they climb and may climb upon. Porcupines live in arboreal areas, mostly in pine forests. They eat the barks of various trees and evergreens, and they enjoy blossoms, young leaves, and water lilies. They also have a great craving for salt and will eat anything that has the faint flavor of salt. Individuals with this totem may need to watch their salt intake. There may be a tendency to crave and overindulge in salt. I encountered my first porcupine in the wild in northern Ontario, Canada. I had to portage my canoe, and as I came to the next stage of river, a porcupine was at its edge, about 3 feet out, feeding on water lilies. Oh my goodness, it's so so awesome, so tall. Yes, right, porcupine medicine. You said this is one of the best channels for knowledge and wisdom sharing. Wholesome gratitude. Thank you so much, and thank you for sharing and being a part of that. You know, you guys all make it. Oh, it's what it is. Thank you so much. It's so beautiful. It's so honorable. It looked up, more curious and amused, and then simply resumed its feeding, more fascinated by the lilies than it was by me. This reflects much about the personality and character of the porcupine. It has a good nature, and it seems to enjoy just about anything that it does. It has a strong sense of curiosity and seems amazed and filled with wonder at most things it encounters. It has this same quality that the porcupine can awaken in those with it as a totem. Although it has poor eyesight, it remains extremely curious and not overly cautious in response to its visual limitation. The most noticeable characteristic about the porcupine is its quills. This is also the most misunderstood. The quills, around 30,000, cover all parts of the body except the face and the underside of the belly and tail. The quills are controlled by a layer of muscle, and they can be made to lie flat or straight up. When molested, disturbed, or threatened, they stand up. The quills are filled with air, making the porcupine buoyant in water. This reflects the ability of the porcupine to swim and move in emotional areas symbolized by the water. The porcupine does not shoot its quills. When threatened, the quills stand up. To protect its face, it will lower it between the front legs so that the quills guard it. The quills are loosely attached and easily discarded. It will lash with its tail, usually aiming at the predator's head. If it hits, the quills are left. There is no venom on the quills, but they do have barbs at the end. As the quill penetrates the skin of an opponent, the barb expands, which each movement of the predator then causes the quill to work deeper in. It is impossible for other animals to remove them. The porcupine's greatest predator is the fisher, a member of the weasel family. For many years, naturalists believed that the fisher flipped the porcupine on its back to kill it, but now they know that it grabs the porcupine by the nose, biting its face repeatedly until it dies. The fisher is so good at preying on the porcupine that it is becoming more and more scarce in the wild. Anyone with a porcupine totem should also study the weasel family, and especially the fisher member. Cougars are also successful at preying on porcupines. They have learned the knack of flipping it onto its back, exposing its vulnerable belly. The cougar should also be studied by those who have the porcupine totem. Porcupines usually live in hollow logs, caves, and holes. In the winter, they will spend a lot of time in trees. It is easier for them to climb than it is to shuffle around through the snow. Porcupines are usually born at one at a time, although occasionally they have twins. They mate in the autumn, and the young are born about 7 months later. Only the mother raises the young. Porcupines can live to be anywhere between 9 to 15 years. So beautiful. 9. Master number 9. Speaking of that, I want to show love to the YouTube and Starway Healing, providing us with the 77 portal access code. So thank you so much, and thank you for being here. We just completed page 300. Guys of Animal Speak. Oh my goodness. Imagine how far we've came. Isn't that so divine, Mystic Breeze? So powerful, right? And look at when we're doing it, the time, right? That's how you harness that energy that we used on the day, took some beautiful naps. Now we come back to the animal medicine, and now, we're back to feeding and helping the people. So, highest heart love to all those going into now 7-8. We are moving into that energy. And at the top of page 301. As the young get older, they are often seen standing upon their hind legs and rocking to and fro, waving their paws. This is a rhythmic exercise. When observed, it looks very much like a dance, and porcupines can help us come into a new rhythm and dance of life, one that will awaken wonder. Dance is also an avenue of pure enjoyment that anyone with a porcupine totem could find great pleasure and relaxation in. Porcupines are also susceptible to sniffles. This is a flu-like disease that affects animals. It is usually the result of a lack of nutrients. Anyone with a porcupine totem should be careful to have a diet rich in nutrients and vitamins. Especially eating green vegetables will be beneficial to the health, as the porcupine is an herbivore. If you feel your energy weakening or coming down with a cold and flu-like symptoms, check your diet. Porcupine people have a knack for sticking it to people sharply and intensely if aggravated. They have a knack for saying or doing that which will cause the most hurt for the longest time, like a quill barb working deeper into the skin. They do not always use it, but when they do, The point is well taken. When Porcupine shows up, take a look at your life. Are you overly sensitive to the barbs or of others? Are your barbs inappropriate or taking the joy from others? Are you still allowing the barbs from long ago to aggravate you and sting you? Sometimes it is necessary to remove the old barbs, no matter how painful, so they do not fester and poison the system. Porcupines can show you how to resist the barbs of others. They can teach you how to enjoy life and maintain a sense of wonder about it, in spite of the negative conditions. They can show you how to shuffle along without too much seriousness and still achieve. They can teach you how to protect the inner child from all of life's barbs and can show you the strength of your vulnerability. Yes! Porcupine medicine complete. So beautiful. I want to give a shout out also to someone that I do admire with love and passion. It's her and her sister's birthday today, solar return. The great Tia Mowry and Tamara Mowry are some of my favorite people and that are just kind, always been like bright lights. So, highest heart love, highest heart love, Tia and Tamara. Much love. Continuing on, page 301, Prairie Dog. Oh my goodness, right? So long. Oh my goodness, so much love, right? Mystic Freeze, for real. Oh my gosh, beautiful twins, for real. Much love. Take that message to the great Tia and Tamara. Man, they always were such bright lights. And, people like that don't get a lot of recognition, but when you're just a beautiful person, you're just a beautiful person, right? It's eventually going to shine. So I love to being that light workers. That's a part of being a light worker is, being kind to others. And, you know, like he was just saying with the porcupine, you may be a little bit awkward or aloof. I know when I grew up, when I was just a baby, I had a condition where my bones were like rubber. So, and I came out and you could twist my ankle completely around. So, anyways, I end up having the braces that you saw on like Forrest Gump, right? Um, I had to wear those. So my sister was faster than me, and she's just 1 year. She's 16 months younger than me, but she was faster than me for the most of my early childhood. Like my sister was really fast. Even like I was very pigeon-toed and everything. But as I got older, you know, I learned my power. I learned my strength, and I honed my abilities. And by the time I was 17, I was in the state championship running track in the hurdles, in the 110 hurdles. I was super fast. I was like magnificent, could jump high. I was strong. I was a quarterback. I could throw far and accurate. I was very smart. But reading, this was a part of my early childhood because I couldn't walk. And so, just like it was saying with this energy and then porcupine medicine, is that Once you accept things for what they are, then you can begin to work and get better at them and become masters of them, and you master yourself. Master thyself is always the mantra. So that's what Master Ted Andrews is always teaching us. And through these different animals and, the animals speak, we get to see aspects of the 360 degrees of ourselves, right? That's when you're really mastering yourself. So, highest heart love, man. Much love to you and to Nar, right? Thank you, Mystic Freeze. Thank you to my mods, my beauty. I have the best mods in the world. Like, for real. I always say that on YouTube. I tell people, I'm like, I really do. we do. Yeah, right, Zola? Truly leveling up, for real, on a real time. Like, through our words, how we treat one another, our community, so on and so forth, the information that we talk to each other back and forth. I mean, it's just such high frequency. So we open portals for others to be able to get that healing. Prairie Dog. Speaking of this, this will be the last one. This is so powerful, guys. Thank you for this prairie dog medicine. Animals Speak by the great Ted Andrews. The spiritual and magical powers of creatures great and small. We're learning the language of the animals, and now we are at 301 page of the Dictionary Animal Totems, Chapter 13, Prairie Dog. Keynote, community, cycle of power, spring and summer. No other animal, except for perhaps the wolf, epitomizes the idea of community more than the prairie dog. A prairie dog community is always filled with activity. A prairie dog is a member of the squirrel family, and there are two main kinds. The black-tailed, yes, the black-tailed live predominantly on the plains and are the most common. The second has white-tipped tails. They live in the mountains and are not as sociable. Prairie dogs live in a town, a network of underground tunnels. The burrows or homes are comprised of individual tunnels and rooms. The entire town is divided into quarteries or individual communities in which the members depend on each other. Each section of the town is inhabited by members of separate clans. In the digging of the tunnels, the dirt is kicked out behind them. This gives a raised mound area at the entrance above the ground. They then cut down the plants around the entrance, enabling the prairie dogs to watch out for predators more easily. The watchman prairie dog will send out alarms in the form of high-pitched yips. Yips. The primary predator used to be the black-footed ferret, which now only exists in captivity. Efforts to restore it to the plains have had very limited success. Today, its primary predator are owls and snakes, and these should be studied by anyone with prairie dog totem. Prairie dogs eat grasses and plants. They rarely drink water, getting moisture from plants instead. In the winter, they live predominantly off their accumulated fat. Individuals with prairie dog totems may need to make sure they have lots of vegetables in the diet. Water intake may not be as important to them as long as great quantity of fresh vegetables are eaten regularly. Individuals with these totems may also experience a sensitivity towards the sun, and sunglasses would be very beneficial. Prairie dogs have orange-colored lenses in their eyes to filter out some of the sun's glare. This helps them as they are often seen sunbathing. Prairie dogs are very sociable animals. They greet each other by kissing and hugging. I love that. With mouths open, they touch their teeth together. They love to show affection. If a prairie dog has shown up as a totem, examine your own sociability. Are you or those around you being sociable, unsociable? Are you trying to be reclusive when you shouldn't? Do you need to demonstrate more affection than what you have in the past? Examine your sense of community, be it your family, work, or social community. Are you participating fully? Are others? Do you need to learn to live with others, each sharing in the responsibilities? Prairie dog usually indicates that there are going to be changes in your perceptions about community life and your part in it. These lessons may extend over a 5 to 7 year period, as this is usual lifespan of the prairie dog. Because prairie dogs are diggers, when they show up as a totem, you may want to examine how much digging you should do in different aspects of your life. Do you need to get more deeply involved in the lives of others around you? Are you too deeply involved? Although many people feel the prairie dog is a pest and should be eliminated, it actually serves a valuable purpose in nature. The digging aerates of the soil, causing plants to grow more easily. Their burrows allow more moisture to get beneath the surface of the land. When prairie dog shows up, it is usually time to become more actively involved in the community. Changes are necessary. Involve yourself and don't allow others' accusations to dissuade you from your participation. 302. Prairie dog complete for me and you. Yes, prairie dog medicine. The lesson of community. I was just, this is where we'll pause. We'll come back when we reconvene. We'll start at page 303 of Animal Speak. I was just having a phone consultation with the client and was talking to them about community, how powerful. Gotta wake this up. And one thing I've learned about traveling all around the world and traveling and living in different communities. Here we go. Gem time. Pine cone talk. One way to assimilate yourself into an environment, a new environment. One, go to the library of that local town. Make yourself basically resident in going into that library. Get yourself a library card, okay? There'll be boards when you walk in and all around different parts of different libraries, different ways, but it'll tell you about activities that are going on in the community, always, as well as for doing something like participating in civil aspects of community works. There will be listings of places you can volunteer, which is number 2. Learn to volunteer in a place near you. This is how you get to know people in a genuine state. Okay? When you volunteer, it opens up opportunities, new pathways. It gives you a position. Okay? It also helps you to, like I was saying in the other reading, allows people to know who you are. If you're living righteously like us, like the light workers, we're always in a righteous mode. So, that's all we're thinking of. So we have no problem with people knowing who we are. We want people to know. That's where we're most comfortable. And we allow others to be comfortable when we do that. That's that prairie dog medicine. That's that energy. You know? Thank you so much. Yes, they are cool as sunglasses are too. Yes, Zoltar. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, uplifted. Prairie dogs are so cool. Yeah. Being in the community, those two things will transcend straight up. So love to all our friends and family. Love and honor to all those that have risen and elevated that we've lost. We hold you deep, close to our heart. The Panther energy, the Black Panther of the night, of the moon, of the new moon. And now we're at the 7-7, moved just into the 7-8 energy. We harnessed all that power. Now we are ready to spread more light to the world. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. We do it, man. We the real deals. Soon I'm going to do another healing session for YouTube. I don't know when I'm going to do it yet. I'm going to schedule something, see if a client, because I have to get their permission to put that stuff on live like that. But thank you guys for checking out the last one. I mean, the views is one of my most viewed things on this channel. I appreciate y'all so much. That's me really doing the healing work. I created those two modalities to help heal the world and have been using them for now, going on 18 years. The harmonic vibrational I just devised 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, the entire modality. So that's new. Thank you so much for all the support and love. We're pushing towards 500. I love y'all. Let's shake it up. Right, Mystic Freeze? Yes, 25. That's right, 20. That's right, the 9, master number 9. That's exactly. They are a good community. It's good medicine for the people, prairie dogs, and all kinds of folk. That's right, Zoltar. That's right. Because there always has to be a balance. Like, I'm the antithesis. I'm total antithesis of the president in the United States. Look at me. I'm like 6'7". You know what I mean? I speak kindly to people. I can fight. I heal the people. Actually, really do it. So, and I'm a poet. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much for being here, my mods. Highest heart love. I will see you soon. All right. Gratitude and highest heart love. Peace, peace. Thank you.